Hello and welcome to India and Beyond. This is your host and host Gaurav Garg. Let's start today's discussion. Yesterday, Supreme Court of India has given a setback or jolt, I would say, to the Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal. And as you're aware that last week, Thursday, there was a raid which was conducted by Enforcement Directorate in the West Bengal and Delhi, and especially at the residence and the office of the IPAC, the Indian Political Action Committee. It is a company which is a election strategist and advisor to the Trinamool Congress. And the question is why there was a ED raid. The ED raid was in connection with a coal scam and money laundering issue. That was the reason. And what is the coal illegal mining and the coal scam and money laundering issue? Where it is coming from? So let me give you the background of this one. From 2000 to 2015, there was a illegal mining of the coal blocks, illegal mining of the coal from the premise of the Eastern Coalfield Limited, which is a exclusive licensee of coal to extract from the mining. And that illegal mining of the coal was taking place, and the coal so extracted from those coal fields, those were sold to the various factories in West Bengal. So and definitely those coal which were being sold and diverted from coal field to factories, those were against the purely cash transaction, because it was a illegal sale of the coal. And the major coal which was sold was to a Shakumbri group of companies. The FIR was registered and investigation was started, and Enforcement Directorate was taking care of this investigations. There was a prime accused on the such investigation that was coming out was Anup Maji and his close associates. So Anup Maji was involved in extracting the coal and selling it off. The amount which was coming out of this sale, that was uh, diverted, certain transaction was diverted to IPAC associate, and those transactions or that illegal money, or which is by the way around 2700 crore rupees or so, that was layered in a small pocket to the IPAC office. That is how the ED was keeping IPAC under its radar for investigation. So this is a background. Now coming to the last week episode which took place. So ED was conducted. They approached to the IPAC political office as well as the director's residence, and the raid was started. And this raid was pertaining to illegal coal mining and PMLA violation, or the Hawala transactions. Immediately, Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, along with her associate and the party workers, and the Police Commissioner of Calcutta, Manoj Kumar Verma, and the DGP of the state, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, and along with other officials, they approached, and she directly headed towards Pratik Jain's residence and took away the incriminating document and very uh, documents, hard drive, pen drive, as well as iPhone of Pratik Jain. So literally she snatched away and took away all those documents, and she was seen coming out of the residence with a green file wherein certain documents were under her possession. So it was also televised and shown on the national media and news channels, wherein the police was assisting to the Mamata Banerjee to pick up those papers and handing it over to their police van. So that is how this entire raid was conducted, and the purpose of the raid was defeated. And in fact, the ED, in its submission of the application before the Supreme Court as well as the High Court, they were simply submitting that they were unable to take any of the documents from their office or their residence. So, and you will observe that the Mamata Banerjee staged the protest, and she convened a rally on the very next day and saying that, I mean, you know that, what was she saying about Modi and the Prime Home Minister Amit Shah, that naughty home minister, mischievous home minister, and urging prime minister to control his home minister. So that's how the political parties supremo, or the leader, or the chief minister of West Bengal is getting personal on the Amit Shah and the Modi for this. Whereas the raid was conducted by the government officials and under the purview of the PMLA Act. So uh, immediately following the incident, the Enforcement Directorate approached to the Calcutta High Court, and you know very well that the hearing could not take place because of the reason that there was a commotion was created in the courtroom, and the details which are revealed by the Tushar Mehta in Supreme Court yesterday, that the legal cell of the Trinamool Congress, they were making WhatsApp messages and circulating at a large scale to all those party cadre and the party workers to come to assemble and come in the courtroom. So this was the drama, or the courtroom proceedings was before the High Court, and following that incident on that very day, the High Court adjourned the hearing on account of this commotion and deferred its hearing. So, in such a situation, and looking sensing the pressure from the public, and understanding the gravity of the situation, Mamata Banerjee later gave a statement, or maybe simply saying that she was there at the raid site as a party leader. I mean, the question which we need to analyze and understand: how come a party leader have the access and prerogative over the DGP of a state, the commissioner, and the police, the another police commissioner? So this is all there because they were following the instruction from the chief minister. So this was a scenario before the Calcutta High Court. Parallelly, the Enforcement Directorate approached to the Supreme Court, and they wanted certain protection before the for the Enforcement Directorate officials. And very interestingly, the Mamata Banerjee and the police authorities there registered the FIR against the ED official. This is the same practice which was conducted, or which was undertaken by the police department earlier when the CBI investigation was going on in the previous matters. Following these events, and looking at the scenarios, so there was a briefing was done by the Tushar Mehta to the Supreme Court, and the bench was Mr. VK Mishra and Justice Vipul M Pancholi. So these were the petitions were filed by the Enforcement Directorate, and I will read out for you what are the prime what are the observations and very the candid remarks by the Supreme Court yesterday. Uh, we, I quote, "We are the prima facie opinion. We are of the prima facie opinion that the present petition has raised a serious issue relating to the investigation by the ED or other central agencies and its interference by the state agencies. According to us, for furtherance of the rule of law in the country and to allow each organ to function independently, it is necessary to examine the issue so that the offenders are not allowed to protected under the shield of the law enforcement agencies of a particular state. According to us, larger questions are involved in the present manner, which, if allowed to remain undecided, would further worsen the situation and there will be a situation of lawlessness. So please understand that how serious or the strained messages are being communicated by the Supreme Court, that I once again repeat, according to us, larger questions are involved in the present manner, which, if allowed to remain undecided, would further worsen the situation and there will be a situation of lawlessness prevailing in one or the other state, considering that different outfits are governing different places. Going further, court also, what so So what the ED stand, ED is seeking actually investigation by the Central Bureau of Investigation CBI against the officials and the Mamata Banerjee, the officials of police and the Mamata Banerjee. So that is how you can understand the seriousness and the gravity of the matter. And court does not stop here. Court asked the authorities to protect the CCTV cameras and other electronic devices containing the footages of the premises on the 8th of January last week. And as you remember that, as I have told you just now, that the FIRs were registered against the ED officials to kind of intimidating that ED officials. So the Supreme Court has stayed those FIRs, so investigation cannot take place now onwards until the further investigation under the further order. So whereas the opposite counsel like Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Kapil Sibal, they were insisting that investigation cannot be stayed because FIR has already been issued, registered. And uh, they were citing that you cannot stay the investigation proceedings. uh, I will just read out for you. The Tushar Mehta, the Solicitor General who was representing to the ED officials or the Enforcement Directorate, submitted that uh, he submitted that in the past also West Bengal Chief Minister has indulged in such acts to obstruct the functioning of the central agencies. So now, after considering all these events, so this is a kind of situation wherein this matter is going to decide the fate of the Mamata Banerjee, and Mamata Banerjee himself is going to put herself into the trouble, considering the fact the elections are going to be announced very soon, probably by next month. And if in that situation any judgments or any order comes wherein the Mamata Banerjee was declared as an convicted into these offences, so probably that will be having a lot of toll on her political career in future. That's now for that's all from now, and I'll request for you to make my channel subscribed and hit the notification button, and do like my channel if you are liking the content of this channel. Thank you so much.